episode 77 with Synergy, Jake Cunningham, and the owner of the Vitamin Patch, Shane Griffin. Let's do it. Pardon the intro. I screwed that up. I did it 2 days ago. Sorry about that, everybody. Welcome to episode 77. I got the glasses on for my man at Vitalize down in Miami. They're blue light glasses. Thanks for them. And also a thank to our sponsors at Maritime Madness. Check them out, maritimemadness.ca. Use the code FLA10. You'll save some money and, get a wonderful late Father's Day present. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, whether you're having dinner, enjoying your day. Lots of love to you all. I know plenty of great dads out there who definitely deserve a lot of love. So hope you had a wonderful day. And, let's get on to it. I owe Justin MacKenzie a massive apology. Jesus Christ, I got to redo that whole intro. I'm going to do him a personal one up, and we got to get him maybe even a customized hoodie for that. That's a first in 77 episodes. I never screwed up the podcast, so my apologies. But we got a great episode tonight, folks. On a Father's Day, we got a fantastic athlete down from SOB MMA in Cape Breton. He's originally from Dominion, Nova Scotia. He's 1-0 in amateur mixed martial arts. He's also had a boxing match out in BC. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, a really, really great competitor, and a guy who took a fight there at Elite One back in January, absolutely demolished his opponent in, I believe it was like 1 minute and 20 seconds, rear naked choke. With maybe no ground. I think it was ground and pound, actually. Ground and pound. Great performance, and we're looking forward to possibly having him in one of our cards here in the near future. So he's a great guy, very, very talented. So let's get him on. Without further ado, my man, Justin MacKenzie.
What's up?
How are you, man? Welcome to the show.
That was a wicked intro.
Awesome. Cool, man. It's all true.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It was worth the hoodie too. I'm excited for that.
That's it, man. It pisses me off when I screw things up, dude. I'm sitting there and I'm watching. It's like, oh no, no way. But I appreciate your patience, man. And again, thanks for coming on. I bugged you a few times to do this, and you've been a gracious guy, kind of doing it on short notice. And how you been doing down at Cape Breton?
Doing pretty good, man. We're back to training, so I'm all smiles, you know what I mean? It's back to the regular life pretty much with the training, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so anybody who's wondering, again, this is Justin MacKenzie joining us from SOB MMA down in Cape Breton. What's your involvement in the gym there, Justin? You're a coach, obviously an athlete.
I help out a lot in the gym. I guess you could call me a role of a coach. I don't consider myself a coach, but I do help a lot of people out when they come around. Pretty much help anybody, so yeah, I'm kind of a coach in the gym, but I do participate mostly in just the classes and stuff, and I'm in the gym almost every day. Yeah,
I see that, man. I see your posts all the time, just like randomly. I like your posts because they're always kind of like just like the mat, like your feet or random kind of quick shit. It's never like,
I'm just gonna go, right? Just snap and go, just to let you know I was here, kind of thing.
That's it, man. That's it. Yeah. And see, I'm working hard, and you better be too, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm
actually putting the work in down here on the island, man.
Yeah. You guys are all scary down there, dude. I remember growing up playing hockey. I'm a Pictou boy, and we'd always be going down there to I gotta go to Glace Bay, dude. They're gonna kick the shit out of us.
Yeah. You hear a lot of that. Even when I was away out west, I'm like, I'm from Cape Breton. The guys are like, oh, you're one of those people. I was like,
Yeah, born tough, man. And obviously not everybody, but Cape Breton's a tough place. Like, for anybody, again, who isn't aware where Cape Breton is, if you look at the map in Nova Scotia, it's at the very top right, and it's an island. And Nova Scotia's an island too. I guess they're a peninsula, I guess. And Cape Breton's an island connected to Nova Scotia by the bridge, the Canso Causeway. But it's a absolutely beautiful place, man.
Yeah, it's you don't want to leave, man. The summers here are unreal. Like I could just run in my backyard right now, about 2 minutes, jump in the water right off the reef. You know what I mean? It's hard to complain. But
and that's the thing. That's what's cool about I get it. We all complain. 2020, the year sucks, man. No question about it. But if you look at the little things like that, Justin, and how far MMA has come, you don't need to go. Obviously, you go to the city. You go to Montreal, wherever you want to go, the levels get higher, they get better, you're going to get better training. But it's so cool now that every little community almost in the Maritimes has a pretty damn good gym.
That's the thing, right? And you have to go far to get good training. Like I take often trips to Fit Plus, and I'll go train with Scott and those guys. So
Yeah.
whenever I need that little push, I just get up on the road and head up there for a bit, get some training.
Yeah, there's your boy, Keelan Sampson. Another great guy, man. Yeah. He's been a big supporter of the East Coast for a long time. So hopefully get him back in the cage soon too. But so you're 1-0 in amateur, obviously. You know that's probably going to change in the near future. How'd you get into, you know, again, I'm boxing, martial arts, that kind of thing? Was it just like fighting outside of school? Was it the cliche UFC?
Man, I'll be straight up with you. Like my story is not the like
nice, good
Cape Breton story, like tough guy growing up. Like it really wasn't me. I was an obese kid growing up. Like fighting was a thing for sure in Cape Breton for me. Like all my friends fought often. I don't know why there's so many the group of players here, but
yeah,
a lot of fights growing up. I wasn't a big fighter. Like I did get in a few fights or whatever, but I didn't like the whole like I guess like verbal part of it first, where it's like negative energy and then fighting. I kind of just like the physical part of it. So yeah, my uncle took me to a gym for a summer. I signed up for it, and he dragged me to bed every day. And I went to a weightlifting gym until I got sick of that, and then boom, I walked into an MMA gym, met Wayne Jenkins, and just kept doing it, man.
And the rest is history. Yeah, it's funny, man. Like I'm not one of those guys either. I'm not a fighter. Like I don't like I'm not like growing up. I got in one fight with a guy, and I get made fun of my buddies still today because like I beat him up, but I kept beating him up, and finally I'll never forget. I threw him down the stairs, and like cement stairs, dude. And he came back up, and I'm not a tough guy. I'm not saying it was. And he crawled back up the stairs, and I said, dude, I'm done. I just hit you like 100 times, and you're still coming at me like you win. And my buddy's still to stare like, you beat you, dude. You quit. You quit, right?
No, it works. In the streets, if you quit, apparently that means you lose. So
yeah, I didn't know the rules back then. So, but yeah, it's interesting how many guys aren't tough guys, but are so good when they get in there and become like it's this too, using that and everything combined.
Yeah, you gotta have like. You got to be, I don't know, you learn how to be tough in the sport, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, you learn how to take hits. It happens in the gym. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. You just take your licks. So, you know, and I don't do a lot of MMA and never did. And I'm not saying I did, but, you know, even jiu-jitsu, right? Like, you get used to it. Your body hardens up a little bit. And that's what I'm interested to see, how many people are pretty soft coming back after this.
Sure. I felt like I was trying to keep an edge on everything, right? Like, I knew everyone was going to not be training. So I was like, at first, I was like down the shore, like doing some caveman shit, trying to stay in shape, you know.
Nice.
Eventually, I got at Wayne and was like, I need to go in the gym if it's just me, and he kind of allowed it, so it was just me down there doing some solo stuff, and then the guys. So I'm excited about that.
It's so, man, for people's mental health, like, dude, this is a huge thing. Like,
you definitely need that in your life. I know a lot of people that depend on training.
Yeah. I don't want to run. I don't want to run anywhere at all. Like, I hate running. Like my old buddy, Peter Anthony's a comedian. He's like, I only run if the cops are chasing me or I got to take a shit. And that's the only way I run, you know? And that's the way I feel too. I like, if I'm training and someone's pushing me, that's great. Or if I'm pushing them, it's like that competitive thing. But yeah, it's hard to stay focused, man. And I'm so happy everything's back to normal and you guys are training again.
Yeah, it's unreal. Hopefully they keep opening restrictions, right, and things the way they are.
Yeah, I trained today. Showed up to my coach Jared in Rorson, and I drove down there. And man, I gotta say, it was a funny thing. I saw an old guy. He was mowing his lawn, out mowing the lawn on the sit-down mower with a mask on. It's the best one I saw yet.
Yeah, he's just staying safe, I guess.
That's it, man. You got to stay safe. Exactly. Yeah. What Dominion? I don't know. Where is Dominion in compared to like Glace Bay?
Right before Glace Bay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right before. Okay.
It's a small town, and people are proud to be from there for some reason. I don't know why, but everyone you ask them, they're pretty proud that they're from Dominion. You know what I mean?
Instead of being like from.
Oh, you can't say we're from Glace Bay. No, it's a completely different place.
Yeah, isn't that interesting, eh?
Yeah, man. It's all these little towns, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying about potentially coming here for a card in Cape Breton is we got a fighter in every one of these little towns, right? You got this guy over here. You got Drake and Sydney. You got Liam in Waterford, Steve in me and Dominion. You got Glace Bay guys, Colt and Brett. You know what I mean? Like everybody, there's everywhere. There's a kid. There's a guy.
Yeah.
So
I think it's me personally, I think it's a no-brainer. Cape Breton is a really hot market. Rosicky, he's killed it down there. Three Lions Promotions have killed it. They've done a really great job. And but Cape Breton has a history. It's a fight area. People like fights, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like it's crazy how much support you get when you're gonna go into a fight from the Cape Breton people. It's just people messaging like, man, I can't wait for your fight. You're gonna kill it. Like this is unreal.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting. Like we were looking at possibly like the Member 2 Center or something like Center 200. I think would be a little bit big for what we were looking at. Rosicky, he's
Member 2. I got friends in Member 2. Let's do it. Yeah,
that's it, right? So that kind of the plan. Who knows? Obviously, COVID, but the plan was to move forward and kind of move around a little bit before we move to New Brunswick or Newfoundland or wherever we decide to move in the Maritimes. So I think Cape Breton is a hell of a market, dude. So fingers crossed, 2021 summer.
Yes, that would be unreal. Shout out to Member 2 Boxing Club. Those guys helped me with my fight. So
cool, nice,
good guys.
Nice. It'd be cool to do something outside there.
Man, that would be unreal.
Yeah. I wonder if there's anything like by the water, like by the cruise ship dock or something, you could set up some outside stands and.
I'll do some brainstorming on it for sure.
Yeah. The thing is, it's obviously right now with no people actually going to the fights is going to be hard, but next year will be good. I think it's going to be good here in the next little bit, man.
Well, we can do a pay-per-view event, man, in my backyard with just a couple people.
Yeah, man, I've been thinking about it. I swear, I've been contemplating in my basement, it's because, but the commissions. For us, the commission's really good. They work. Hubert actually works really well with us. The guy means well. I know some of the rules there, but they are geared towards fighter safety, which I can understand. And
at the end of the day, they're just trying to keep it safe, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. So we have to do what we got to do with them. We can't be holding events in my basement. License gone.
Yeah, just smokers.
Yeah, that's it, man. We're pretty excited actually. So my buddy Nick, who runs Guillotine Productions, he's been involved in our events for a hell of a long time. He's a brown belt under Jared too, and so he runs Guillotine Productions. So we're going to do a BJJ, like a sub only event in the cage Friday night before our first event Saturday.
Is that the one you were posting about? Like the next?
Yeah. So it'll be like a Friday night. Yeah. Like you were asking me about like takedowns in the cage.
Yeah, I think that's unreal. Man.
Yeah, it adds a whole different thing to it, right?
Yeah, I've been talking to a few people about that, and like the MMA side of things, people are excited because like brings a whole other aspect to takedowns, and like jiu-jitsu guys aren't really working up against that wall. You know what I mean? So it makes it interesting for everybody.
Yeah, well, that's it. There's like there's guys who don't want to do jiu-jitsu anymore. Period. Like, but if you add that element. They've competed a lot sub only and stuff, and they're like, I don't want but if you add that element of like you can use the cage and use that different for takedowns, I think a lot of people will be excited. So
yeah, for sure.
Who knows what will happen, man? But yeah, who's a big influence for you? You mentioned Wayne a lot.
Wayne Jenkins is my coach. He's like the head coach at SOB, and like you should definitely get him on here, man. He's got some crazy
stuff. Love to, man.
The early days in Cape Breton, like some of the fighters that come up during that time, is just craziness, right?
Let's do it. It's a great idea, actually.
We're gonna set that up, but he's a big influence on me, man. He's a black belt in judo and he's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, but his knowledge is he's like John Danaher on the mats. Like he'll perfect things I'm doing, and he's there, always there for me. So he's a good coach. And then Liam too. Can't leave out Liam, man. He's helped me come up here.
Nice.
He's always there for me, always holding pads for me. I have so many people around me. Like that's part of being successful in this is having so many great people. Like a lot of my friends train my best buddy Colton. That's the reason I literally got into this sport, was to go and try to kick his ass.
Is that Colton Boxall?
Colton Granhose is his name.
Oh yes, yeah.
So he's like a guy, like he's one of Cape Breton's secrets that people don't know about, but he is a stud on the mats, man. And I'm excited for him to be able to showcase. He's got lots of boxing experience. I won't say too much about him. I know he doesn't want me to spoil the surprise, but
we'll have to get him on here some night too.
Yeah, man, for sure. 155 to 170, that guy's looking for an amateur fight, so keep him in mind for sure.
Cool. Yeah. It's, man, like we put out that video Friday, dude, since the rules have changed. We dropped that video, and we've probably got 140 applications for fighters since Friday.
For sure, man.
Like, it's
people are sitting home, like they're just like, it's easy to think about it when you're sitting home and they're like, I'm doing it.
Oh yeah, that, and then but things change a lot when you send the contract. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, some people it's just different, but man, like there's so many, like a lot of high level guys too who are this close, so it's interesting. Like, it's a lot of people are like, oh, I want to fight for you, but it's like, man, like things have changed. The game has changed a lot, like just in the last week.
Yeah.
Like everything's kind of up for grabs right now, and like it's just interesting with pay-per-view. Like, we have a lot of fighters internationally who want to fight.
Yeah, you're probably getting things from everywhere, like fighters from all over Canada.
Yeah, all over, like Australia, South Africa, Europe, all over the place. Like, who want to fight, that are very, like, that fight in other big organizations and stuff too. So
that's super interesting though for us guys, like the Nova Scotia, like the Maritimes. I mean, in general, like there's so many guys here that need that fight. You know what I mean? So,
it's interesting, right? Because like we're getting caught. Like, I look at it from like my side, like where I get guys who are like, no, I need like $5,000 to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, well, it's really hard for me to justify that. Like, it really is.
Yeah,
and it like, it's a fact of business. Like, I'd love to pay everybody $1 million, but it's just like, we're not going to sell that tickets. So then you get all these other people who are like 8-0 from like wherever, like Wyoming, and they're like, man, I'll get there myself and I'll fight for free.
Yeah.
So they just want to fight. They want to get it's a fight for them to move forward in their career, to get to the next level, right? So it's interesting, the side of it, man. Like to me, I'm like, I would never fight ever if you paid a fucking $1 million to me. I'm not interested in getting in that cage at all. But some people want to do it free, right? So
yeah. Well, amateurs do it for free, so
that's it, exactly. So, and that's the thing, I guess, where a lot of people, they're like, I've done it free before at amateur, so what's the difference? It's just keep moving forward in my career, right? Like, Jesse Arnett, man, shout out to him. Like, obviously, he was part of you guys at Fit Plus. He came and worked with Scott a lot, and what a class act, dude. He gets the game.
You could see the composure when he came out. I was there for that event, and it was cool. But that Adam McDougall is his name.
What a stud.
He impressed me a lot, man. Like, his kicks. He threw that one kick. I was like, what was that?
Axe kick, yeah.
Yeah, super impressed with him. I'd like to go train with that guy. I'm definitely impressed with that.
He's from Antigonish.
Really?
Yeah. So Andy's a great coach up there at Evolution, but he's man, it's funny. I had a lot of people ask me that. They're like, who's this Adam McDougall guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did great, man. Honestly,
he really did. Yeah, you hear Jesse talk about it. He's like, man, I couldn't see the first fight, right?
Yeah, but that just comes down to, like, it shows Jesse's experience there, right? Where he just composed, got back to his game, and got a finish, right? So it was a great main event, though. Unreal card for the whole first card of the fight. Man,
well, thank you coming and supporting it, dude. It's
for sure.
You know what the game is like. It's not an easy thing, and for me, I like it, the wow factor. Like, if as a fan, if I can get someone to walk in that venue and be like, oh wow, and as a fighter. If a fighter can feel like that they're getting back what they deserve, like the videos, the promotion, the making you feel like a star, man, that's going to help you in your career with nerves moving forward. It's going to help you to be a professional and understand how to work as an athlete. Yeah.
No, definitely. You're right.
But none of it happens, though. That's the problem. None of it happens without fighters.
Yeah, you need fighters.
Big time, dude. Fighters are the key, man. And good fighters, and like, I'll deal with a dickhead fighter any day, man. Who's an asshole who wants, if they're gonna put on a show, and if you're a good fighter and you know what you bring to the table, utilize it.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's true.
You're the commodity for sure, right? Like, we're the brand, but I look at it all, like I was talking to John Fitch about it, and he's like, dude, like, they're going to get to a point with you. Like, we're not looking to be the UFC. We couldn't compete with them if we wanted to. So they're going to get to a point where they're going to be like, okay, we need to go to the next level. And like, you can't have hard feelings about that. They're moving forward in their career. You're here to bring them to that point.
Yeah. Yeah. You're setting them up, really.
Yeah, well, it's working together, right? Exactly, to get to that level.
And when that guy gets here to leave, you got this guy coming up, right?
That's
And
it.
in the Maritimes, man, there's so many people now that like
Sure.
it's probably gonna run like that. Like,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if we can bang off an event per month,
yeah,
dude, it's man, like with pay-per-view, I think it's a bonus. Really, like,
yeah,
it's I don't know. It's if you can get fighters like someone look at you, you're 1-0. And then if you can get 2 fights this fall, you're instantly 3-0, and then you're going into 2021 with a whole different.
yeah, for sure, man. A couple more fights is all I need. I want a few more. I do want to give pro a shot. I just want to get my
Sure.
experience, right? You take your losses in other places. Like,
Yeah.
I've fought in boxing, I've done jiu-jitsu, I've done judo, I've competed in all those things, and just to feel that, right? To feel those losses, and then when I come to MMA, and I'll be ready, kind of thing.
Yeah. That's really smart though, Justin. Like,
Yeah.
you're doing well-rounded. You're surrounding yourself with good people, a good team, and taking it slow.
Yeah, it was the process, right? I've seen a lot of people around me from here, like they're ready, they want to fight, and tough dudes, man, and they jump in there with no background or a little bit of background, excuse me, and then they fail, right? So I kind of took that into mind when I was doing just a straight MMA at the time. I got into it to lose weight, so I was just doing like a couple classes a week, like a little bit of stand-up, whatever. And I was thinking about it, and then I was like, well, maybe I should do something and see how I react, because being an obese kid, I didn't play sports or anything, you know what I mean? Like, I was just chilling kind of thing. I filmed skateboarding, so like I just sit there and that was my day.
Okay.
I didn't have any, like, I didn't know what sports felt like in front of people, so I did a few judo tournaments with Wayne, and I did well in them, and I had fun, and I dealt with it well. And that's when I went out west to work. I found the guys at 5-Star. Shout out to those boys.
Nice.
Yeah, I got into the boxing and was doing jiu-jitsu, a lot of gi up there at the time too, and then came home, did some jiu-jitsu tournaments, and then I pulled the trigger on the MMA debut.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you took it quick too.
Yeah. I knew what I had to do. And shout out to the guy I fought, Anthony Sloan.
Yeah.
He was a good guy.
Yeah. He seems like a really happy, kind of go-lucky dude.
Yeah, he's gonna make the right moves. I think he said he's gonna go with that Andy Young guy and do some training. I was talking to him recently, so
Nice.
I just told him to get in there, man. Like same thing as me. Go take your losses in jiu-jitsu, other places, and learn, and then you'll be ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Learn, but don't kid yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's what blows my mind about the guys who you're like. I get a lot of messages from people like, how, what can I do to get on your cards? Like, what advice do you have? And like, they're sending me like shadow boxing videos, and I'm like, I don't know. Because I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
So the best advice I can give you is go to a gym, like a real gym. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, you need to get uncomfortable somewhere. Or train.
Yeah.
If you're a jiu-jitsu guy, go to a boxing gym and just be open-minded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your knowledge. So
I'm actually thinking about doing that. I was kind of thinking about going and starting to spar, not spar. Let me correct. Not spar yet, but kind of start training a little bit in boxing over there with Bridget Stevens and Dr. Like I love jiu-jitsu, man, but I find it like I just want to kind of I want to punch someone in the face.
It's a completely different kind of release, I think, smashing that bag or sparring or whatever. But yeah, I recommend doing that, man. I've heard good things about that gym too.
Yeah, she's a doll, man. She really is, and it's I don't know that maybe it is just such a different release. But I've sparred lots with Rorson and Jared, but not lots, I guess, but enough, and got punched in the face enough for us. But MMA is so different. You get punched in the face, taken down, and Jared just does whatever the fuck he wants in jiu-jitsu, let alone.
Yeah, I rolled with him for sure. I've been there. We went there. We did a bachelor party for my buddy once. We just went to did a couple gyms and.
Oh, cool.
Gyms we went to, and he allowed us in. It was pretty open arms, and got to roll with him, and he slaughtered me, and then I left. It was pretty great.
Yeah, he's a gem dude. He really is. He's him and Jay both are really
good guys.
Yeah.
And you know what? A weird thing about their club, I was thinking about it. It's like in the middle of nowhere, but they have all this talent. You know what I mean? It's like that shows that they're a good coach, right? Because like, you're literally in the middle of nowhere, like
right in Glasgow.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, and that's it, man. Like I remember when I started, dude. Like we were training in we were training in an old high school, and then but this was like I was 10 years late, like before all those guys like we're training, right? And then we went from the high school to like a fire hall, and then a fire hall to like community center, and community center to like we had nothing. We were in Rorson's basement for a long time, the dungeon, like 5 or 6 of us, and then we ended up, I don't know where we ended up from that, and then Jared built the club, and it's, man, like
sounds a lot similar to the startup of Sprawler Brawl. Same basements, like whatever you can get kind of thing, right?
What do you do? You know, like exactly. You kind of, I guess you kind of do what you got to do, and make do. But that was 3 do's at once. But make do what you got to do.
Do it, and just keep doing it.
Damn edibles before the podcast, Justin.
Can't have too many, buddy. I'm only on 50 milligrams right now.
Yeah, they're the good ones. This is a 20.
You got to keep it enough to just flow. You know what I mean?
Shout out to nobody sponsoring us for edibles or CBD like everybody else.
Yeah, it's weird you guys don't have a CBD sponsor. It seems like every player I follow on Instagram is like, by the way, and they're rubbing their shoulder like, buy this.
It's, man, we had one before, Fight Back CBD down the state, but in Canada it's illegal to, well, I guess it's all government. I think in Ontario it might be different. I don't know, but it doesn't seem like we ever get any luck with it. There's Red Bowie and Black Belt CBD and all that stuff in the States, but it's just different, I think, in the States, how they can because they can never ship it up here. Anytime I ask them they want to sponsor or whatever, they can never get it through the border.
That'd be a sponsor I could use. My brother's epileptic, so the CBD is a big thing in our family, right? So
yeah, it works.
CBD sponsor, hit me up.
There you go. Red Bowie, hit him up. Or there is a guy, Fight Back CBD. He is a really, really good fella. It's just every time we try to do it, it couldn't get through the border. But you should reach out to him because he's a really, really great guy. But
we're gonna do that.
It does work well, eh?
Yeah, man. It definitely does. Like my brother was taking seizures all the time, and just before his surgery, because he had surgery to fix the problem. But started taking CBD, man. It was just like boom,
wonderful,
no problems. So,
and how's he doing now, Justin?
He's doing pretty good. We had a little setback recently, but he's doing pretty good right now. He's a healthy guy. Like he's the kind of guy, like if I need to go run, I just go follow that kid because he runs 15, 20K. He'll bike like 100 kilometers. Like he's an athlete, right? So
motivating.
Yeah, it's fun to try to keep up with that guy.
Awesome. Well, lots of love to him, man, from us. Hopefully he's doing better. So
he loves the fight game too. Like he can't get into it, but he follows what I do.
Cool.
I like to someday maybe we'll take him down the cage if I fight for you guys. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's what it's about, man. Having those memories and those moments. Like everybody talks about the, even right now, like the negativity or the whatever it is, man. But those are the moments I think are like one moment for me at like Fight League Atlantic. There was 3 kids who train at Jared's, like Chris White and Scott Stackhouse. They're kids, and they came up at the end of the event and they're like, hey, can they come in the cage and mess around, take a picture with you? And to me, that was like the highlight of the night. I was like, why would you want to take a picture with me? Yeah. You know what I mean? But they're like, to them, they're like, oh, this is the coolest night of your life, right? And those are the moments that really matter, man. For sure.
It was sick to have it, like all my buddies there for the Elite One debut.
Yeah.
I could barely hear my corner. Like all I could hear was just getting after it.
Yeah. But support.
Yeah, man, definitely. And that's what it's going to be crazy. Like when you see Rizicki's fights in Center Toronto, like people are going, like you can't even hear the punches. Like it's so loud. You know what I mean?
Dude, that guy is a absolute savage, dude.
Yeah, he is. He posted a video not too long ago. Like he was doing some ground and pound, some kicks. I hit him up and I said, listen, if you're ever interested, we should do it. You know what I mean? He'd be a scary guy to get hit with a 4-ounce club. So.
And I would, I think that is a really huge opportunity for Fight League Atlantic too. If Ryan would be willing to jump in the cage there, we'd be willing to make it happen for sure.
Yeah, he's doing his thing in the boxing right now, so I'm not sure. But
it's a hard thing, and he's probably under contract with Lions and all that. They probably want to sue me for saying that, but I'm just joking.
We're just talking Cape Breton, please.
Yeah, man. But if even if that doesn't happen, maybe we could get him involved with the event or whatever, it happens to be, because it's when it's, man, he's an absolute. The kid's a star.
Yeah, for sure.
He really is, man.
Yeah, and then you got Steven too, man. Steven's like, what a savage that guy is.
Who?
Steven McDonald. Yeah, he was on here before. It was one of the best podcasts I've ever watched on here. I love that one.
I think it's our most viewed.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Funny cat.
It was hilarious, man. People were dying, laugh, messaging me like that is awesome. And I'll get message about you too, man. The accent, right? It's
Yeah.
hilarious, man. It's great because I have a little bit of a twang, but man, that Cape Breton twang.
Oh man, you should hear Bay Boy talk. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but
yes, I don't know him, but James Doucette, right?
Yeah, he trains with us.
How's he doing? Is his leg okay?
Yeah, he's good to go. Like he'll be back training probably soon. It sucks, man. He was giving her in that fight, and then I don't know. I forget what he did, but he was out for a bit. That's how I got that fight. Was he was supposed to fight for Elite One right after that, and he got hurt, and I said, well, I was supposed to go away, and I pushed back a few days, and then when I took that fight, and I didn't go anywhere.
I'll fight him.
I'll fight him.
Yeah, good on you, man. I love that, dude. It's a great attitude. It really is. It's if you want the experience, take the ones that come to you for sure. And not everybody's going to do that. I understand that, but I look at my life and some of the regrets, and that's kind of some of them. Some of not taking the opportunities that I should have. Yeah, and I regret it, but it's
what it is. There's a fine line between that, right? There needs to be a few weeks between taking fights.
Oh man, you 100%. Like you
don't want to put yourself in a bad situation, right?
No, you have to be safe. It's again going back to the commission. You have to be safe, right? Yeah, like it's very true, man. But all right, buddy. Well, I got to thank you for joining us, man. Before I let you go, what's for you, dude, like moving forward, what's something that you want to really work on and kind of make a change moving forward for yourself personally, but also in the fight game?
That's a good question. Personally, I don't know. I just want to keep building momentum in my gym. Like the last few years, like the last year alone has been nuts. There's so many people around. There's like just straight up jiu-jitsu guys over here. I got MMA guys. I got young guys that are starting to beat me up. Like it's crazy, right? I just want to keep that momentum going, and that's pretty much, I think.
Cool. Where can they all find you online if they wanted to reach out?
My Instagram's weird. Search my Instagram, Justin MacKenzie, and then my gym's at Sprawler Brawl. So you can find me on.
Is it this or Sprawler Ball?
At Sprawler Brawl.
Oh, here, let's get that up there.
Yeah, let me get my tag on there, I guess. And my Instagram's Justin MacKenzie, but the last part spelled Kenze.
Ken. All right. Let's see if I can Justin. I should know it, but I can look at it too, I guess, can I?
Huh? Yeah. But, someone stole my full name, so whoever that guy is, if you want to sell that Instagram account, I'll give you $5.
$5. We got to find that dude. So it's Justin MacKenzie. Oh yeah, Z-E. Oh yeah. So they're missing the I.
Missing the eye. Someone has my eye. So.
What a dick. We got to find that guy.
Yeah, we'll have a talk to him or whatever.
Yeah. Give us the eye back. Give us the eye. We're going to
give the eye bye.
That's it.
Anyway, but yeah, right, buddy. Appreciate you guys having me, and we'll do it again. I'll go get the coach, and we'll do another one.
We should have a Cape Breton roundtable.
Let's do it. Let's get Liam involved, and we'll do it.
I love it. Hilarious. All right, buddy. Lots of love to you guys down there, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys are wonderful people, and thanks for joining us, dude, and thanks for doing it short notice.
Thank you. All right. Shout out to all the Union boys and the gym, and thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. Cool. Until next time, there you have it, folks. Justin MacKenzie. Give him a follow at Justin MacKenzie without the I. See you, pal.
Later.
Awesome. What a guy. Man, these glasses are awesome. I got to say. Vitalize, folks. Check them out. They make you feel smart. Vitalize.us. And, of course, thanks to our sponsors at Maritime Madness. Great hot sauce. And brittle. Right here. Some brittle. I'm not eating it, though. Anyway, great guest, Justin MacKenzie. Hell of a guy. Great athlete out of Cape Breton. Let's get on to our second guest of the night. This guy, folks, Jake Cunningham's his name. Trains out of Synergy and Evolution down in Fredericton, New Brunswick. 3-1 as an amateur mixed martial artist. He's taken some time off. He's a heavyweight. He's coming back. He was supposed to actually just fight Zach Garcia at Elite One, and that got canceled due to, I'm sick of saying the goddamn name, COVID, but it got canceled at COVID. So like everything else. So anyway, long story short, he's back to training. He's been training probably all along. He's a great guy, and he's been involved in the fight scene for a while, and he's back. He's ready to do some damage, and super excited to have him on. So without further ado, let's bring him on, folks. Jake Cunningham.
Hey, how you doing?
Awesome, man. Thanks so much. How's things?
Not bad. Not bad.
Hanging in there?
Trying, yeah. Trying
Good.
to just get in the gym and stay busy.
Yeah, like everybody else, man. Like, I got to ask you, it's funny, Jake, I know this, I guess it's my OCD or whatever the hell it is. I know the scene and the fight scene pretty damn well. And you're one guy who kind of took me from surprise. I knew a little bit about you, but I didn't know you were coming back. Like, what's that? Why'd you decide to get back into it?
So I haven't been in it for 6 or 7 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, back around Christmas, there was a whole bunch of shifts in my life, and I went and saw my doctor and everything, and he literally wrote down basically to prescribe me to train in mixed martial arts. That's my best therapy, and
nice.
so I got back into it, and my buddy Alex fought Liam Campbell at the Elite One card there in January, and it just lit a fire under me, and we went and went to dinner at St. Louis, I think, in Moncton. Yeah. And we're all there. It was like, I think there were 6, 7, 8 of us, and it was just kind of the conversation we had of, you should start again. You should start again. And I was like, yeah, I could probably get that belt. I could probably do this. I could probably do that. And then, anyways, the ember started there, and I just kind of dove into it and started slow, and then I was full force. I was training 2 to 4 hours a day, 6 days a week at 1.7. I was all in. Like, I take things to a pretty high degree. I take them to the extreme. So I'm either all in or all out. And like I said, it lit a fire under me, and now here I am. And I've had a ton of support, like unbelievable amount, like for being out of it for, like I said, since 2013 or something like that, 2014. It's been unreal. I got shirts made, and I sold almost 80 shirts, I think, so far sold. Still more to sell if anyone's interested.
Yeah, there you go. Jake Cunningham. We'll put it up at the end we'll put it up at the end where they can get it.
Sounds good. And then so like I've had sponsorships. I've had people, like just family members, like help pay for my memberships, because training at 2 gyms can be expensive.
Sure.
Make sure my body's taken care of properly, stuff like that. I've had people reach out and just offer help in any way, shape, or form, and it's just been even more inspiring and motivational to keep going. And when the virus hit, it kind of took a twist. Like, everything's closed now. My routine was ruined. I come and visited my parents, and so it's been a wild time. But Evolution's back open now. Routine's back. So I'm just waiting for Synergy to open their doors so I can get back on the mats and do that kind of stuff.
Nice, man. It's amazing listening to you, dude. You're a very well-spoken individual, much like Justin, who was just on there. I know your friends probably right now are laughing their face off, but because my buddies too would do the same thing when I'm on here. But I love that, because it shows the different side of MMA. Like, at the end of the day, so many people still think it's such a barbaric sport, and we're really going this way, but they're still, and that's kind of the point of doing this, to help everybody, but to speak to people like you who are like regular good. By the way, happy Father's Day, by the way.
Thanks. Just a dog dad, but
well, whatever. I thought you were a dad. See, that's how much I don't know you. But I thought you were a dog dad. That's what it is. I've seen the dog pictures. Happy Father's Dog Day. But it's at the end of the day, man, it's about showing the sides of different people that they can fight, but they're also really good people.
Oh, for sure. Like, I've had people say that a lot actually about me, because back before Christmas, I was like a childcare manager. Like, I worked with kids in trauma. I managed multiple homes and stuff like that, like group homes, all through Fredericton and whatnot. And I've worked as like mental health unit in Halifax for a year and stuff like that. So like, to have that kind of career, and then you start talking to people and you're like, this is what I used to do. Like, this was my pastime. This was my passion. And they're like, what? So
because you're so kind of weird, but so gentle and just nice. They're probably like, nah, come on.
It's weird, because my father was the first one to bring it up to me. So shout out to my dad. Happy Father's Day. Nice. He's upstairs, but
Happy
But
Father's Day.
he brought it up to me where like back when I was active fighting and stuff, saying, there's a switch. I go from like walking around with my hand wraps on, talking to my friends, talking, my family and all the other fighters and all that jazz, and bump fists, handshakes, hey, how you doing? And then when the time comes and you're up next, it's like a total switch. And that's where like the beast came from. And it's I have like an old hat with the beast mode on thing, and that's kind of where that originated. And so it's funny that people question that so much, but when the time comes, it's kind of like we were talking about earlier. There's a switch,
sure,
it's interesting.
Have it. If you don't have it, it's just different. It's not the sport that's going to work for you. It's but it's the way. Like, man, there's so much to relate from fighting to other sports. And I try to use analogies all the time, like all the time, like in that, like it's no different than a hockey player. There's a switch. They got to have that switch when they're going to score the goal. They're focused, like that's what it's kind of more is, it's not anger. Like some people anger, like I want to beat the shit out of that guy, but but it's like controlled kind of like,
it's like, like if for me, it's kind of an intense focus, like, there's an obstacle in my way, and now, I got to move forward, got to be put through that obstacle, and find a way to grind and get to it. So
that's it. Yeah. This just happens to be another giant man in front of me.
My last fight against I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but Thomas J. Julian, he was supposed to fight my friend Jared. It's going to be his first fight, both their first fights. And so it was like 10 days notice, but Jared took a machete to the hand and he couldn't fight anymore.
Jesus.
So I was like, well, like I'm in shape. I've been part of his camp. Like, let's do it. I'll step in. And so anyways, Thomas said, no, I can't make 205 because I used to fight at light heavyweight. I was 16, 17, 18. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, I'd have to cut weight. So, what do you want to meet at? He said 210. Perfect. I'll eat a steak dinner before weigh-ins and we'll be good to go. So, he ended up weighing in at 229 and, and I weighed in at 209, and the commission, I think it was Ray Dorian. Correct me if I might be wrong on that, but I think it was Ray Dorian just looked at me and he goes, you sure you want to do that? I was like, yeah, he showed up to fight. Let's do it.
And they let it go, even if it was 20 pounds difference.
Yeah, they let it go because
sorry, go ahead.
We're both Canadian here.
Yeah, that's right. No, you go ahead, Jake.
So I weighed in at 209 and he weighed in 229. I think maybe the loophole might have been that, like, technically it's heavyweight, and so you would have had that range. Yeah. But I think they said where he didn't meet on the catch weight or whatever, that I was able to take away a submission or something. So I think I took away arm bars, but it was hardly a grappling match. So what? Yeah, it was strange. That was before it all shut down and that whole rebirthing of the commission.
Yeah, there's some interesting things for sure. We won't get into those.
No.
That's a podcast for beers in someone's basement, not being recorded. It's exactly. But it's so training between both. Like you obviously, you go to Synergy with Melissa, and who's there? Is it just Melissa now, or Fitz too?
I haven't seen Mike Fitz there for a while. He's running a car dealership in Fredericton right now, from what I know.
Okay.
Running his own business there, DNL Motors. So shout out to Mike.
Nice. Good.
But Melissa runs Synergy right now. I believe Dana's still part of it. I've seen him there. And then Greg Thomas has been like my one-on-one coach kind of guy. He works with me a lot. So shout out to him. He's been like my number one guy. And basically the way it was working before the cursed COVID, I was at Evolution for Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then I do Synergy pretty much every other day, and Sundays were open mats, so it was just kind of a chill day. But so I was active pretty much every day, or doing 2 classes a day, or so. Plus,
Jake, like
what's that?
That's what you need to do, man.
Yeah, like I've had some pretty serious conversations, like you know, I've been, I'm trying not to sound arrogant, but like people in my corner that have been around me, surrounding me, that have been around me training and stuff, and have experienced me fighting and stuff. And even now, they've all said like they have a lot of faith in me and
Nice.
see me going to good places. So, you know, it's all part of that fire of how much support I have behind me. Just literally hundreds of people just encouraging messages, buying my shirts to help support me, sponsoring me, like et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And, you know, that support goes a long way. And a lot of them are saying, you know, that I have a lot of potential. And so it just motivates me and pushes me even further. So I'm diving more and more into that world, and I'm loving every minute of it. Like I said earlier, it's a therapy. So
yeah, good for you, dude. And it's funny how you talk like that. You're so humble, dude. You can tell you're like you're shy talking about your skills, right? But that I love that, man. I think that's so important. Like in martial arts, it's important to be humble. You know, it's good to have that switch. It's good to be confident and a little arrogant. Like, and don't get me wrong, like you should be a little arrogant. Like you're good at it, you know. And if you have a good team around you, but I also think that, you know, like that respect in that, you know, it's cute, huh? We'll call it cute, Jake, huh? Turn into the beast, my man. But from a promoter's side of things, like that's, you know, music to your ears, right? When you have somebody who's motivated and has a great team around him, but not only that, support, dude. Support is a huge thing. Like Adam McDougall is a prime example. Like, you know, they supported, like the support he had for that main event was incredible, right? And it goes a long way on both sides.
Yeah, like you know, I really can't speak enough for the people that have shown support and just messaged me. Even like people that have never even met me, they're just like friends with my dad when he worked out west, or friends with my brother, or like friends of friends, and they're just like, before, for the Elite One card, I was going to fight in April. Like you said, I was supposed to fight Zach. I had 3 tables before I even got tickets. Before anything, I had 3 tables sold and almost 60 something tickets before I even had anything in my hand. And
here's a contract.
Yeah. But you know, it was shocking to me because I'd been out of it for so long, and like it was a high school thing for me. Like I was in high school, you know, and a little bit after. And so it was just, I thought that it all passed for a lot of people, but you know, I'm originally from Woodstock, and it's a small town, but a lot of people really dive into supporting, you know, people when they're trying to do something. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's so important, man. Like, I don't know. Like we look at us, like we sold 1,500 tickets, you know, some free or comps or whatever, but then there's 1,500 people there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of support, man. That's a ton of support, right? And, but all like, that's some of our promotion too, but majority, I would say half the tickets were sold from, I don't know if it was half, it was like maybe like 600 tickets were sold from fighter codes, and we do codes. Wow. So it was different, you know, it's an adjustment for people instead of buying the physical ticket, but for a fighter, it's night and day. Like, and you don't have to pick up a ticket, you don't have to sell a ticket, you don't have to do shit. You send them right there, use this code. And it's going to take a while for people to get onto that, but I think it's a huge thing. And long story short, what I'm saying is it's the fighter, man. The fighter is where the support comes from.
Yeah, and I fully agree with that. Like even at Elite One, when you go to their events, I've never been to your event, unfortunately. I watched it on pay-per-view, but I wasn't there live.
No worries. You didn't steal the stream, did you?
What's that?
You didn't steal the stream, did you?
No, I Patterson and I bought it. We watched it. We were scouting Zach and Rob.
There you go.
But yeah. So anyway, I lost my train of thought now.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
You were watching the paper. You never Elite One. You were talking about.
Oh yes. Yeah, you go there and you see like shirts, like Nick Coombs had a lot of shirts, Big Boom Coombs.
Yeah.
And who else? Wolf Run, Morgan Rhines had a lot of fans there. Stuff like that. Like you just see like a lot of people with. Can
you still hear
there?
Me? Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, my laptop battery's low. I just got to plug it in a sec. But, anyways, you just see like all the fighter support shirts and signs and whatever, and you realize like, wow, like 80% of the crowd here is from different provinces, just like showing support for fighters. So it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, man, that's what makes it like, that's what, to me, it's such a funny thing, right? Like, you know, it's all goes how you hold yourself, dude. It really does. You know, like you can be Connor, sure, but I personally, and I could be wrong here, but I think Connor's really screwed things up for a lot of fighters. I really do. Like, you know, it's kind of, there's a lot of people who want to act that way, but you're not gonna, you can't. Like, he was like a legit special human being.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah. Did you hear about John Jones and Mike Tyson?
No.
I guess Mike Tyson said that if John Jones wanted the superstar money, he'd have to fight Mike Tyson, like Connor fought Floyd. He said, if you want big boy money, you have to make a big fight or whatever.
Really?
So, yeah. So I don't know. I saw it on Twitter, but
that's interesting. I don't think Jones would do too well in that fight. I don't think so. Boxing. I don't know.
Have you seen Mike's training videos and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's unreal, man.
Is that the pup barking?
What's that?
Is that your dog barking?
Yeah, I have a puppy border collie.
Misses you, buddy. Misses you.
Yeah, he's attached to my hip. I've been home quite a bit with everything going on, so my mom's in the background plugging my laptop in for me.
Oh, nice. Let's see. That's that support, man. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Little things. My girlfriend's always doing the same kind of thing too, right? Like, I love that, man. The small things about life that keep us doing these crazy things like fighting. But what's something like you like what like we spoke about your goals moving forward, but what was like one main thing you really want to work on? Like, you know, after it's been a while since you fought. What's one thing like you wanted to come back with, and you're like, this is what I really want. Like, is it I want to knock him out? Is it I want to work on my grappling? Like, what is it?
Everything. I think you know, even people in the highest levels are always improving in every aspect. I don't think anyone really ever settles for the level they're at. So improving in any way, shape, or form for me is a big motivation. Like, just getting better to be able to, like, even just as cheesy as it sounds, look cool in the videos when you video yourself and stuff like that. And most of it's health related. Like, I want to, after everything happened in my life and the shifts and everything that kind of were made, I had to reevaluate what was important to me, and health was one of the biggest ones, mentally, physically, and everything in between. So that was a big motivation as well, like moving into like getting active again and stuff. And like when I worked as like a manager, I was working 80 hours a week, getting Wendy's on the run. Like, you know what I mean? Like, made the quick, easy meals way too often, and trying to get sleep sometime in there. Like, I remember my roommate at the time, his name's Ben, and I'd get home after he went to bed and be gone by the time he got up.
Dude.
It was so, you know, and I really had to reevaluate like what's important, and health was one of the number one things. And so I've been making small but many like little shifts in my life, and trying to prioritize everything. And I'll be 25 this year, so I think it's a good time to get my ducks in a row and be able to
you got the world.
Have a long road. So
yeah, good for you, man. I didn't realize you were 29 or 25. I thought you were around like 26, 27. So that's even better. That's even better.
I'll be 25 in September, so I'll give you my address for a little gift.
There you go. Perfect. I'll send you COVID.
There you go. Yeah.
No shit. I gotta edit that out. That wasn't funny. Sorry. Whoops. Slit. Where's John? I gotta edit that one out. I'm gonna get in shit for that one. Whoops. I got edit in this broadcast right now. But yeah, and it's I don't know even know where to go from that. Threw myself right off. But man, yeah, I was talking about you being 25. Like, man, yeah, you have the world by the balls, dude. Like, for you to like the world really, like, the fight game is a young man's sport. You know, we all know this, right? And to be 25, had 4 fights on you with a winning streak, man, that sits in a good position. Good for you.
I appreciate that.
Oh, we got Rob Logan. Look at this. Jake, you have a dance card. Rob Logan he's biting at the nip. He would fight tomorrow in Wendy's parking lot with
there you go.
with
Battle of the Beards, bro.
yeah. Well, you guys are kind of the same people, and Zach, I don't know, man. There's no animosity. It's just people want to compete, right? And,
oh, for sure. I've had two for sure, three people I feel like want to fight me, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but Rob is obviously one, and I have no problem dancing with you, pal. But let's do the tango. Liam Campbell's another. He wants to fight me. He's wanted to fight me since I was 16, and then Hank asked if I was registered. Hank Anderson as well.
Yeah,
asked if he was a really nice guy. There's no animosity to anybody in that list. But like Liam called me out after he beat Alex there in January. Came to the side of the cage and said, "You're next," or whatever.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, there's a history there. But all the respect in the world to Liam. He's from what everyone else says, he's a nice guy. I've never really had a full on conversation with him.
Yeah, he's a nice fellow. Yeah.
But yeah, I know he wants to have a dance as well. So all in good time.
Sounds like a light heavyweight. Sounds like a heavyweight tournament to me.
Yeah, sounds like a bit of a Grand Prix.
Yeah, a little bit. Foster and I have been talking about that, maybe doing some tournaments too. Down the road. It's lots of.
Hey man, you got a lot of cards coming up. It's a good time.
It really is. I was talking to Justin before this. There's a lot of things in the fire. There's a lot of things in the mix, and but another thing with that is too, like I struggle sometimes. I'm like, oh, I want to be fair. I don't want to bump any, I don't want to, but then the other side of me is like, it's business too, right? Like at the end of the day, I got to eat, and we have to put cards on. So, and that's a part of me that I really struggle with promoting for a long time. Like, I don't want to piss them off, but then they cut my throat. So these are done. Moving forward. Either catch up or by.
The most well-off people are usually the most business-minded and really cut ties that way, burn bridges, if you will.
Yeah.
But it's all about coming on the end with money. But I know you're not like that, obviously. You obviously have a heart of gold with the way you've been with the promotion and even just like talking with me and the people that we have like communicated with and so like shout out to you guys both being super kind, patient, and I know I have a million questions when I message you. So,
oh, dude, I think, but that's to me when you message, that's interest. We don't have a business if we don't have fighters who are interested in fighting with you. So if you're not going to communicate back to them, what's the point of doing it? Yeah. You got to be present. Like that's a big thing. Why our brands are successful is because we're present. If I can give any tip to anybody, more like Rob Logan's a perfect example. You are a perfect example. Be out there. Make yourself a brand. Like it's simple, man. Put yourself out there.
Even sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. During this whole being in the house way too much, I started on the National Academy of Sports Medicine. They have a nutrition coach course, and I'm in the middle of that process, so I can become a certified coach to be able to help people actually like live healthier lives as well. So that's something that I've been diving into as well to kind of, go along with my goals, but also still be able to help people in a different way. Mm-hmm. So, so that kind of like how you said, like on my Facebook page, I've like almost 1,000 likes on it. So I've almost built a brand around myself and being able to have that and make sure it's a respectable and kind and open arm kind of brand. You're not shutting anyone out or anything like that.
Very important.
And be able to start a business through that and go from there. But yeah.
Good for you. Yeah. I say it all the time. Like people really have no idea the impact they have on people, whether it's those 100 people are fans of yours, those 100 people talk to other people. And it's that being nice and being kind to people, it doesn't always pay off right away, but it'll pay off in the long run. You know what I mean? Like you said, sometimes people will take advantage of you or whatever it happens to be. And I'm sure there's people listening right now who are like, he's a dick. But and there are people that I don't get along with, whatever, but I always do the right thing. So I shouldn't say I always do, I've done wrong things in my life too, but when it comes to fight, we all make mistakes, but in the promotion business and fighting, man, I do the right thing, like always,
Yeah.
always. And
Yeah.
that's same as John Foster. Like it's about doing things morally correct,
Good.
giving the platform the fighters in the most respectful way, and building together. We're not here to think we're better than anybody, man. We're here because we're MMA fans. We're involved in the sport and we love it. And we think everybody in the East Coast, and more importantly, just everywhere deserves it. Like, I think we have a huge opportunity right now, man. And the Maritimes deserves it.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. A lot, like I was even talking to Dustin Layton, he started coaching me when I was like 16, back like on the Woodstock Reserve, and I was 16 and just this chubby kid from high school coming in, and he used to beat the snot out of me, but all in a respectful way. Like it's funny. But anyways, like we're still like best friends to this day, and I was talking to him the other day, and we were talking about FLA actually, and saying like, wow, like they're actually gonna like build something. They're doing things right. They're doing great things. So like, total respect to you guys, and even behind closed curtains, people are talking like positively about you. So
awesome.
you're doing something right.
Yeah, it is cool, man. Like, I gotta say, like, sometimes like you said, when you get those messages from people who you have no idea who they are, and they're like, I just want to let you know, like, it was an amazing experience, an amazing event, and I had a wonderful night. And to me, like, I'm from the Disney school, so for me, it's exceeding the expectation. Never meet it, exceed it. I want those people to go home and be like, I legit had the best night of my life. I can't wait till the next one. Right. And that's the way it should be. And we did that event, man. Like, we borrowed zero. We borrowed nothing. Zero money. It was all our own money. And we broke even. We did really well. Like, moving forward, like it's really good for the Maritimes, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm not giving out any more financials, John. I'm sorry. Hopefully he's not watching.
Yeah.
He's
hopefully.
COVID and financials. What are you doing, man? I missed one episode. What are you doing, dude?
Did Justin say you had an edible earlier? Is that what
I did. It's the glass. Blaming Vitalize and the edible.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, my mom, I swore a few times tonight too. She'd be really upset with me. Happy Father's Day to my dad too, and all the fathers out there. It's a wonderful day. I spent a wonderful day, Jake, with my dad and my family. It was a beautiful day. What was the weather like up in Fredericton?
I'm in Woodstock right now at my parents' place, but
nice.
It's hot, man. Like it's pretty warm, quite humid, but in the morning it wasn't too bad. But I was supposed to go help a fella tomorrow chopping some wood and cutting some wood and stuff, and he called me supper. He goes, "It's way too hot, man." I was like, "All right."
Sitting and doing nothing, pretty much.
Yeah.
When it gets
hot in the basement.
It's a hot day out there in the woods. It's interesting. It's so hot now in June. Like, the weather's.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older than you. I'm 39, so I've got a few years on you of watching the weather.
Just a couple, yeah.
Just a couple. Cindy Day, the Cindy Day years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I too young to know that reference?
You don't know who Cindy Day is?
Not a clue.
Yes. That's not that bad. She only got fired, or I don't know if she got fired. She left like anyway, I'm not getting into it. Just show my age.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Man, what I got one last question for you. I can't read my own writing. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, it was a question about actually how being a dad has changed you. But that does no relevance. So how being a dog father changed you?
Man, actually, his name's Goose. He's a little border collie. Like you say, you've seen pictures of him, and he's like in the weirdest way, Frankie McDonald.
True, very true.
Yeah.
Much better than Cindy Day. I gotta get Frankie on here. It's a goal.
What's that?
We gotta get Frankie on here sometime.
Oh, that'd be sick. That'd be cool. But yeah, in the weirdest way, like, Goose has been like my best friend for the last year. I was blessed to do sales at one point, and I made my own hours. So nice. I've been spending almost pretty much every day with Goose, and he's been by my side the whole time. And as weird as it is, he's literally like the man's best friend. And like it's weird in a way, because like we're so attached to each other as like a human dog relationship, but he's literally my best friend. We go to the Ultramar here in Woodstock every day, and he gets his treat through the drive-through they have there. And
Cute.
and to the dog park to go see his friend Roxy. Like
Nice.
it's like having a kid, but or as far as I can tell,
but better.
But better. less poopy diapers.
Yeah, exactly. Less poopy diaper, just poopy
Yeah.
bag. And by the way, has anyone came up with that? I always wanted to invent this, a compostable poop bag. Is anyone?
There's biodegradable ones. I buy biodegradable ones, but
I don't understand biodegradable. I think that's bullshit. How does it break? Like, does it break down like 750 years? I
don't know. Actually, I might look that up. I buy. It's just like a $6 bag of like 70 bags or whatever it is, and
it's like old McDonald's when they said it was grade A beef, but the company was grade A beef.
The
name of the company was grade A beef, but the beef wasn't like great or whatever. Oh, here's John Judo Williams. I'm excited to see Jake Cunningham get in there. I remember watching him as a teenager, and he had his brand back then. I also taught a seminar at his old gym in Woodstock when I was a purple belt.
Yeah, I remember that.
There you go.
Yeah, Judo's a good guy. I used to. Yeah, he's
OG.
Yeah, I remember back when I was a teenager, like you said, I used to go up to Synergy once in a while, and he'd be up there sometimes, and him and Mike Fitz and Dana was there. Andrew Thomas was there at one point. There a whole bunch of Brandon Brewer was there. Brandon did like a one-on-one session with me, and he helped me a lot with my mental game, like the whole anxieties of going in there. And it was one conversation, and it changed everything for me.
Really?
And so it was pretty cool to have. They all are. And but Brandon, he really, no disrespect to anyone else, but he had like a whole different level of mental game coaching for me. And like I said, it was one conversation, maybe two, and it changed everything for me. It was really cool.
Cool. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. And we got a question. Tell your favorite story about being roommates with Casser.
Oh man.
Who's
not
Casser?
Podcast appropriate. My parents are watching, man.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, your buddy setting you up there, Chris. He's setting you up, baiting you. That's great.
One friendly story is when I used to work. I obviously I'd come home and sleep, and once in a while Ben would be playing Fortnite out in the living room, and I remember 4 a.m, an hour before I had to go to work, he smashed the controller against the wall.
Oh, dude. Why? Just pissed.
Oh, he lost in Fortnite. He got mad. He went, "Oh no!" Threw it against the wall.
I got a buddy like that too, man. Like it's
I love Ben though. Like
a lot of rage in that.
Oh yeah, it's unreal.
Come to jiu-jitsu, man. Like, come get that out of you. Like, you can't beat NHL 2000. You can't.
I can't say much though, because I curse like a sailor when I'm playing Call of Duty with my friends Kyle and Connor. We usually play like we're gonna play after this podcast, and
nice.
And my mom came downstairs one time. She goes, "Your friends aren't going to play with you if you talk like that."
Yeah, that's potty mouth, dude. You're potty. Yeah. It's well, man. I gotta say, like those games freak me out. Like my mind does not move quick enough to do like anytime I play those like first world shooter games, I'm dead as soon as I walk around the corner. I'm the first guy dead. And it's just like
I never claimed to be any good at them.
Yeah, true. I'm really good at the turn and left games.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
just turn left. You know? Yeah, classic. Yeah, Brandon Brewer is a high level athlete, man. You know, he's doing well. He's done well for himself. He hosted a couple great events at Fredericton too. You fought on one? No, you didn't fight on one.
No, I didn't fight for LJ. I wanted to. Brandon asked me to. He hosted it was Brandon and Mike actually. They hosted a New Year's party at the Plaza, something Plaza, and Kyle and I went, bought tickets to the event, whatever, and they asked if I wanted to fight on the card. And at that time, it was no go. But well,
maybe in the future for FLA, my man.
That's right.
That's the plan. Hopefully, we can get something in the fall for you. And have you heard anything from Elite One?
Not much. I've checked in with them. I checked in with Mike a couple times
here on the podcast.
What's that?
Put you on the spot.
Well,
I love Mike, man. There's no hard feelings between us and Elite One. We have a lot of respect for them. They've done a lot for the sport here out east. They've hosted like I don't know how many events, 50 or I don't know how many events they've hosted, but nothing but love from our end from them. Yeah,
I know. Like Mike's a really nice guy, and he's been really patient with me as well because I always have I'm a questions guy. I always have a million of them, and
Yeah.
And but he said things are in the works, kind of similar to you guys. So
Nice. Good.
Hopefully I'm not spoiling anything for anyone, or I'm saying something I'm not supposed to say. But
man, that's no surprise. They put on fights.
Yeah.
But they're probably just waiting to figure out what we're waiting for is Nova Scotia Health, and they're probably waiting for New Brunswick Health, right? So
yeah. And Stephen Williams also is a really nice guy. I fought for him on Cage Rage, and he's actually become good friends with my father. So
nice. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's done a lot of good events too, man. They've nothing but respect for them on our end. And we're gonna do a podcast here actually in the next couple of weeks. We were supposed to do it next week, but I don't know if it's gonna happen next week. But I think it's 2 weeks from now. We're gonna have a lot of promoters on from across Canada. We're gonna have 3 or 4 on the same time.
Cool.
So 5, actually no 6. We're gonna have BFL in Vancouver. We're gonna have Lee Mean on from Rumble in the Cage. We're going to have Jamie Champion from Prospect in Ontario, and we're going to hopefully have Mike or Steve, one of them, on from Elite One and us, and we're all just going to shoot the shit and talk about how you can work together, man. That's the key, right? You're working together to build it all. I'm one of those people, like, I don't like the bullshit. I really don't like that behind the scenes. I've tried to do lots of things behind the scenes, and, you get the people who don't want it. That's fine, whatever, but, there's 90% who do. Right.
Yeah.
So it's make the better hamburgers, as I always said, Jake. That's what you got to do, man. Old, Oh, Cole Tweedy, just gotta say, I want to know you.
He's definitely known me longer than 3 years. Come on, man. He's known me like 10 years.
Mike said he's not even thinking to put on a show. Oh well, who knows? Who knows? That's another podcast for another time, I guess.
Yeah, that's another poker game talk.
Yeah, that's right. But all right, man. Well, where can everybody find you on social media and buy a T-shirt or support the beast?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram. It's pretty simple. It's my first name, last name, Jake Cunningham _MMA on Instagram, and then pretty simple on Facebook. It's Jake Cunningham. But I share my page all the time on there, so you can just look at my personal profile and you'll find it eventually, or just search Jake the Beast Cunningham and give it a like. I'm almost at 1,000 likes. I think I'm 40 short. So
nice.
Go out there and grow the page for me, please.
Nice. There you go. Did you take any shirtless selfies on the page?
Not recently. Not that I know of. No. None that I share on Facebook anyway.
And it fucking blows me away how many people put shirtless selfies out all the time.
I'm kind of like the D bag that holds his fist up with the bags in the back.
Oh, there you go. That's your one. Yeah, it's funny. Everybody's got a different one, man.
Or this.
Yeah, that's a good one. I do that one a lot too. It's hard not to. You don't know what to do. People at the end of the training, you're like, I just got fucking choked, man. I don't want to picture with not that people ask me for picture, but randomly, you do pitch like training or whatever. And well, you just choked. You just legit broke me in half. Now you want to picture like all sweaty and stuff, like, oh, cool. This is not fun. But it's interesting, man. Pictures. People love them.
Yeah, the biggest thing I do is I just do it to keep having like active content on my page, because no one else is really interested in much more in my life. I got my dog and my martial arts.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. So, it's for me, like sometimes like everything has to be timed. You get into that, like the analytics and everything, and it's like there's so much more to it than people realize. Like about even doing this podcast, probably like 4 hours a day, 4.5 hours a day of work, right? But man, it is what it is, right? The podcast, I have to say, Jake, is probably one of the best things I've ever done since 2013 and starting our 14. Yeah, no, 2014 it was. Since we started this, like the podcast is really like there's so much in the works behind like people don't know that is huge for the Maritimes, man. Like massive. It's really gonna, I think, put the Maritimes on the map.
Well, I was talking at dinner. We were having our Father's Day dinner or whatever, and I was saying like, I was excited about being on the podcast and Judo, I'm only rocking shirtless selfies for now. He says,
nice, love it.
Put the gi on at least at the top.
I don't wear the rash guard, the gi, man. I can't get on. I can't. Anyway, so what were you saying?
Well, yeah, I was just talking about how I was excited to be on podcasts. I was like, I get to say I was on the same podcast as UFC fighters. People have held pads for for Wiley, and I was going through over and over, like all the people I could think of, and the general manager of Greg Jackson's gym, and I was like, I get to be on the same list of people on that podcast. I was like, that's pretty cool. So
and that's it, man. Like people, like, to me, it's like I don't know these people. Like, I don't tell people, like, how do you know all these people? Like, man, like, you think I got a, like, in my phone, Ben Askren, and just replying to my text? No, that's not how it works. But, you know, you use your connections and kind of thing, or during the quarantine, it was like you just messaged because everyone was home doing nothing. So they were just like, I'm bored, you know, and it's just kind of built off that. But to me, the local is just as important as anybody else, man. Like, I'm a Pictou boy. I'm a Pictou, Nova Scotia guy. So I think it's more important to talk to, like, the other ones are cool too, but I'm not like a huge fanboy. Like, I'm not one of those people, but when I do, sometimes, like, there was a couple, like, Ben was pretty cool for me. Like, that, I'm a pretty big Ben Askren fan. Kelly Rudy, he was my childhood idol in hockey, so that was a really big one. And there's other ones like Halls Gracie, like the other night. That was like, sometimes you get a little bit nervous behind the scenes, but man, it's just talking to people, right? And that's, at the end of the day, that's what I think is the coolest, because it's such a lost art. No one really does it anymore. No one looks one another in the eyes. No one talks. You know, they're all, ooh, what's he want? He wants to talk. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
He wants, what a fucking weirdo. Man, it's like, just talk. It's a good skill.
Yeah.
So keep it up, man. You're a super articulate young man, 25, a huge, huge future, I think, for you in whatever you do, man. You sound very smart, and you're I know all your buddies are going to rip you up for this, but from my end, you know, you're representing yourself very well in here tonight, and
thank you.
Keep it up, dude. So everybody get out there and follow him on Instagram. Is that correct?
Yep, looks right.
Awesome, perfect. At @Cunningham_MMA. Check him out there, folks. A fantastic guy, the Beast. Hopefully you'll see him on an FLA card in the future, if not an Elite One card in the future, or both. Who knows? But a great guy. Keep it up, man. Lots of love from this end, and we'll chat to you very soon. Jake Cunningham. See you, buddy.
Thank you.
Awesome. Oh, I cut him off. Shit. Oops. Sorry, buddy. Cut you off. He's in the background giving me the finger. No. All right, folks. That was a fantastic episode. Episode 77 in the books. Again, thanks to our sponsors at Maritime Madness. Check them out online, maritimemadness.com. Made locally in Prince Edward Island. Delicious sauce, over 30 to choose from. Yeah, great sponsors as well. Thanks to our friends at Vitalize for giving us these blue light glasses and making me look so sophisticated with this beautifully groomed beard. I obviously need beard product. So if anybody's out there who has CBD and a beard product, get at your boy, Cat. Fuck, that was awkward. All right. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. We're back at it tomorrow night with the East Coast Roundtable number 3. We've got Miles McPhee on. We've got Joel Jacquard on, Dan Vanderlands, Alex McKinnon, and Brad Call. All on at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll see you then. Make sure you check. Give a follow to our sponsors. Support the sponsors. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you have a wonderful night. If you can be anything in this world, folks, be kind. We'll see you tomorrow. Love you. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks to our friends. We'll see you tomorrow.